Yes, indeed. Let me
Ah,
see. Has she snuck in? Nope, she hasn't. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
definitely
okay.
love to tap into your deep pool of wisdom in that area.
Well, so like I said, Kelly's the Kelly's the deep end, I'm the shallow end, and I'm always willing to help.
Oh man.
Yeah. How are you, Patty?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
Thank you. I get to be platform leader from my living room, so that's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fantastic. One thing I love about Zoom is uh, so I'm good at remembering faces, but not at names. So I get to see your names, and that reinforces it. So, and to me, it feels more intimate because we're closer.
Be really close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
My favorite part is seeing inside people's worlds,
Yeah. So,
like what they choose to show us behind them.
yep. Well, someday I do have a picture
Little
looking on
lion.
my ceiling. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Uh,
That's a
And-
lion, isn't it?
and this was Alfie's. So this is
Oh,
Josephus, and this is Rasmussen.
Oh,
Wow.
We've had them for years and years and years, traveling
wow.
around the country with us.
Sweet.
I'm so glad cuddlies are the best thing. They're the best medicine.
Yeah, all right. Yay, Patty. Okay.
Yeah.
Steve, Wayne,
Wayne.
Nancy, good morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
There you are. Can see you in your full splendor now.
There we go. Yeah, sometimes you get this over the fence look with people,
Yeah,
and then you have the up the nostril look.
really.
Good morning, Nancy. I see your chat message.
Yeah. George, there's Monique, there's Judith.
Hey, Judith.
Hi.
Hi, Judith.
Well, hi, Paul.
How you doing?
Good. Haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I haven't been invited down, but then I've been staying home for about the last 4 months.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I've been doing the same.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, people are showing up now. Here we go.
Yeah.
Where are you, Sam?
I'm
Hi,
here.
Judith.
Oh, I see you, but what's the background?
Oh, it's the basement
Hmm.
castle,
Castle.
my stone castle. How many people are so excited about being able to go outside and not boil?
Oh, yeah.
My garden likes it too.
Yeah.
Much better than it was when it was so hot.
Have you guys, yeah, right, Nancy? Nancy says, yay. Nancy goes on walks every single day in her neighborhood, so I know she's loving it.
I'll be the oddball here. I kind of like the boil. Summer is my time of year. I love the heat.
Well, somebody has to. Somebody has to. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Should we get started, you think?
It's 10:01 on my clocks.
Yeah, go ahead, Patty.
Okay. Well, welcome to Unity of Wichita, our live Sunday experience online with Zoom. I am Patty Yoon. I will be your platform leader today. Behind the scenes, we have Sam Jones as our technical Zoom expert. Art Handy will be delivering the message, and Virginia Patry is our musical arts director. Let's give them all a hand. Yay! Our greatest desire is that you are blessed by the music, the message, the meditation. And we are blessed that you are joining us here today. And we are especially blessed by those of you whose September, or excuse me, oh my gosh, August is your birth month. I was like a whole month ahead. So if it is your birth month, raise your hand or wave if you were born on this month. And we are now going to sing happy birthday to you. Ready? Is there
Hang
music?
on, Patty. Hang on,
Okay.
Patty. You jumped way ahead on me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here we go.
That's okay. Are you ready? It's so much fun. If it's your birthday, you have to stand up wherever you are, or you have to do a little dance. You have to do something to let us know how happy you are to be alive in 2020.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Ah!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, we love you.
Happy birthday
To you.
and many more
That's right.
on Channel 4.
And 6 feet apart.
Yes, 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 yes.
We love you.
And Frankenstein on Channel 9.
I don't
And
know.
Scooby-Doo on Channel 2.
We can't wait to see you.
Yes, we love you and we're nerds.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Love you guys.
Wow, that was fantastic. I'm glad you guys put that together. You guys make quite the team. You should take that on the road. Anyway, the power of the month is will. And that power is the ability to choose, to decide, to command, to direct, and to determine. So with that power of will, we will say our mission statement together: to inspire spiritual transformation as a vibrant, diverse, and inclusive community. And with that power of the month, we'll say our statement of being together. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe: God the good, omnipotent. Fantastic. And once again, we want to thank everyone who is watching in this service live. We especially want to welcome anyone who is experiencing our service for the very first time. Welcome to the Sunday Experience at Unity of Wichita. We are honored to have you join us this morning and hope that you are blessed by today's service and that we will get to meet you soon in person. That will be fun, and I'm looking forward for us all to be able to get back to church together again in person. Unity is a worldwide ministry dedicated to the ongoing awareness of the Spirit within all. We invite you to consider our teachings. If they work for you, fit into your life, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, just keep what works for you and just gently release the rest. We will now bless everyone who is watching. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you, just as you are. And we will now have more music by Virginia Patry.
Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love.
Good morning, everyone. We'll now move to a time of prayer, which is so needed in our world today, in our lives today. Prayer is so important as a mechanism to keep ourselves grounded and to keep our minds and our hearts attuned to God's ever presence. So needed in the world today. So I invite us to all just take a moment and settle ourselves and open our awareness to the everywhere presence, always presence of God, whole, complete, perfect, the source of infinite love and peace. This divine presence expresses everywhere, permeates everywhere, including in, through, and as each one of us. Just take a moment to feel God's presence right where you are and affirm silently that God's presence is our true nature. And in this knowing, we open and avail ourselves to the divine flow, whichever guides us, heals us, strengthens us, clears our perception, speaks through our tongue, and orders our steps. We open to this presence and we eliminate any error thoughts or any error beliefs that may preclude us from seeing God in everything, seeing God in ourselves, seeing God in each other, seeing God in every situation that we encounter and that we experience. We hold our spiritual community in the light, knowing that we are all connected, that we are all one, and that God is giving us guidance and strength through this time. We hold our world in prayer and our leaders in each and every being and life form, affirming the divinity of all. And through this is our hope. Through this is our source of peace and our source of knowing that infinite love is present. It is only, and our perception of it is only a thought away. We're so grateful to be connected to one another, so grateful to be alive, so grateful for this present moment. Thank you, God. And together we say, so it is. Amen.
Good morning, good morning. As we move into the claiming of our day, let us use that bright, cheerful flute to inspire our affirmations this morning that we claim today, I am my best Christ self. Today, I am my best Christ self. Today, I walk with my partners and my friends. Today, I walk with my partners and my friends as we journey home. As we journey home. As we move into our meditation this morning, I invite you to bring forward in your heart and in your mind's eye those in your life who you hold dear.
What is it? I'm gonna
Who
put
you
this up.
know journey with you in this path of discovery, rediscovery, and re-knowing who and what we are. So I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath, finding your center point. And as we move into meditation, let's find that. As we return to our space of meditation, allow ourselves now to know that interruptions and these bumps on our journey are simply the reminder that we have the power to center. We have the power to reconnect our awareness and understanding of the very presence of God within us and within our community, our situations, our families, and our worlds. As we return to this space of filling our hearts with the love and light of God, we return to the space of claiming our truth, claiming our awareness that everything we do is moving into the expression of divine mind, divine ideas manifesting in our world. I invite you to bring into your awareness your possible future, your possible experience in this moment and the moments of tomorrow? Who's there with you? Walking hand in hand, smiling, dancing, celebrating life with you. As you hold that vision, I invite you to call on that very presence of God within you to become visible, that you may know its reflection each and every time you take a step forward. I invite you now to allow this image, this journey, to be painted more beautifully, more vibrantly as we go into a moment of silence. Gently inhale and feel the presence, the connection, the vibrant energy rise. As you exhale, you release any distractions. Taking in another gentle inhale. Filling your present space with that awareness of the divine. We know that we are always in that, and we awaken our senses to that awareness now. For I am, you are, and we are the very presence of God in action, and we are love. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Again, the talk title this morning is Walking Each Other Home. And this talk and this talk title was largely inspired by a very well-known spiritual teacher and psychologist and author, Ram Dass, when he made this very profound yet simple quote: "We're all just walking each other home." Ram Dass wrote extensively about dying and the dying process and the sacredness in that process, in sitting with one who is in the beginning stages of making the transition, as well as with the loved ones and the people that gather and that are left behind. So he wrote very extensively about that process. And one of the things that I know from my ministry work, I can very much bear witness to the sacredness of that is involved in that process. I have had the opportunity to support families who are in the throes of having a dear, cherished loved one make their transition. I have been blessed to have families come to me and ask me to perform a memorial service or a celebration of life service. And I can't tell you how sacred it is and how beautiful that it is when a family turns to you and asks you to walk the journey with them as they are saying farewell to their loved one, as they are in the process of being with their loved one, as they are in the process of making their transition. I can't tell you how sacred of a process that is. I can't, as verbose as you all know me to be, I can't find all of the words that give a complete 100% description that reflects the pure sacredness of that entire process. I've had the opportunity to sit in hospital rooms and just be in silent prayer and meditation and hold space for families while they grieve. I've had a chance to sit with individuals as they pour out their heart in terms of how this loved one that has just made their transition, what that loved one meant to them. I've had opportunities to sit in silent meditation where I attempt to connect with the spirit of that person so that I could kind of identify from a cellular level who this person was so that I can better support that family. And I go into this process thinking that I'm going to be a support to this family and I'm going to insert my whole being into that process. But then I end up coming out of the experience being blessed by it. And when I first noticed this was when I had the opportunity to be a support to a family that many of us in this spiritual community know near and dear. When I had an opportunity to walk with the family of Mr. Alan Bone. And coming out of that experience, I almost felt guilty that I experienced a blessing because this was a sad time for this family. This was a man that this family loved. And I'm supposed to be a support to them. But I'm coming out with a clarity of thought. I'm coming out with being really touched. And I've had several opportunities to be a support to families since that process. And from these experiences, I gained an insight and a clarity that in everyday life, we often miss. And I'm going to give my disclaimer that if I start getting emotional anywhere through this service, you have been forewarned. I'm going to try to keep it together, but when I think about this, it's just really so profound and so special. One of the things that I've learned through this process, it's amazing how perceptions of one another become very clear. Because in the moments of where we realize this person's mortality, who's making their transition, it brings us in touch with our own mortality. And when we look at this person who is making this transition, we are thinking about what they mean to us, what they've meant to us, how this person's existence and their unique expression of God in, through, and as them, how it has touched and blessed our lives, how our lives have been enriched by this person. For whatever this person's faults were and foilables and so-called shortcomings, we're able to tap into and identify their essential beauty and how much of a blessing they were and still are to the world. We're able to understand when all of us who are in the community of those who are loved ones and we love this person, all the pretenses just tend to go away. All of the squabbles that we put so much energy into maintaining, those seem to get set to the side. And what ends up happening is we have, at least in that moment of the initial stages of the mourning process, we have a clear perception of one another. We're able to appreciate one another in a much clearer way. We're able to see each other in a much deeper way. Dare I say, we're able to see the God in one another in these moments. In this awareness, in this consciousness, while we're in this stage as a community of mourners, this awareness and this consciousness, we maintain it through the process, but then somehow, some way, we get back into the everyday routine of life, and that awareness can dim somewhat. We go back to doing our everyday thing, and that clear perception that we were engaged in during the moments in the period when our loved one was making this transition, that awareness seems to dim. But we were very clear with it when we're sitting with the person as they're making their transition, when we're sitting with this family and we're connecting and really having a clear perception of one another. And I often think, what kind of world would we have if we had such a clear perception of one another during our everyday moments of work, everyday moments of walking in the park, everyday moments of being out and about? Now, of course, we're not doing very much out and about right now because we're in the middle of a pandemic. But I think you see the point. If we could clearly perceive the divinity of one another in our everyday lives and in our everyday experiences, not only when a person is making their transition, but every day, in this moment and moment to moment. If we were able to see that, what a world that we would have. And especially reflecting on this now when we're in the middle of a pandemic and all of our lives have been altered to some degree or another as we work to, as a collective world community, to try to get a handle on COVID-19. And in the midst of getting a handle, as being the humans that we are, we find our way into conflict. Some people are very good about wearing masks. Other people don't believe in wearing masks. We're in the midst of a lot of conflict where our awareness of race relations and interrelations between people is center stage right now. And there are varying opinions, strong opinions about that. Our political arena is ever charged with people on all sides passionately arguing their points of view and their talking points. Not a lot of listening going on, not a lot of connecting going on, not a lot of trying to find common ground going on. And then I reflect back on the fact that we're all just walking each other home. Not only walking each other home as we live our physical lives and we come to the end of that and we make our transition. But there's another layer to this home that we're speaking about here. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of the Unity Movement, and I don't remember the exact quote, so I'm going to paraphrase it and restate it. Out of all of man's activities and pursuits, the thing that we really want is God. The thing that we really seek is God. Not seeking God out there, the bearded man on the cloud that we're trying to reach up to. However, we're seeking the experience of God. We're seeking a greater experience of love, a greater experience of life, a greater experience of peace, a greater experience of beauty and creativity, and all of those good things that make life a very rewarding and enriching experience. This is what we have a deep, deep, deep yearning to experience. This is the other home that we would like to experience. So whether we realize it or not, we're all walking each other home in wanting to experience this. Now, we can very easily make our relationships strained so that we make a collective environment that makes it more difficult for people to experience that home. However, we have an opportunity today in this great chemicalization that's going on. We have a certain level of collective and individual consciousness, but at the same time, something new is emerging that is challenging all of us and asking all of us to rethink our life and rethink how we're showing up and rethink the way in which we're relating to other people. In this great chemicalization, we have an opportunity to embrace a way of consciousness that allows us to individually know that presence within us, which is our source of that peace, that comfort, that creativity, that life, that joy that we seek. And then in our relations with one another, we can magnify that experience, magnify that awareness so that every encounter is a sacred encounter. It's that way already. But imagine if we treated those things consciously, at every encounter, you and I interacting right now on this Zoom platform. It's not just a bunch of people that I'm looking at on squares like Hollywood Squares. This is a sacred encounter right now. We are sacredly connecting right now, whether we realize it or not. There is a transfer of my spirit to your spirit right now. What if we adopted a way of seeing a mind-heart consciousness where we embrace that intentionally, that we allowed us, which would allow us the space to spiritually breathe and be who we are from our very nature, and then it be accepted into the world. Imagine what would happen if we had that kind of consciousness as we are walking together. Imagine if we had that kind of consciousness and we use that to help us to create a world that works for all. What would our lives be like? What would life itself be like? What would the experience be like if we looked at one another and appreciated one another for the Christ that we are? When we look at one another, I can look at you and say, you are an activity that the entire universe is doing. I behold the Christ as you. And then I'm going to use that as the basis through which I see you and I relate to you. Imagine what kind of world we could have if we all did that. But we have to understand, again, we're walking each other home in this connection, in this interconnection that we all share. This is what the world is crying out for. This is what the world is crying out for. So the question is not just what do we need to do in order to get there. The question is also what kind of people do we need to be in order to get there? Well, I say we need to be the kind of people that can behold the divinity within ourselves and each other, and allow that to be the basis of how we relate to one another. Allow that to be the consciousness from which we do government, from which we do politics, from which we do community, from which we interact with each other when we're on the job as neighbors. Allow that to be the consciousness from which we show up in life. And if we were able, and if we do this, we can have a much better experience of love and truth and peace and justice. So my invitation today to each and every one of you all is to dare to see the divinity of your loved ones, of your neighbors, of your friends, of the person who is most unlike you. I dare you to do that. And watch how the world unfolds. Watch the beauty unfold. Watch the love unfold. That's what the world is crying out for. And I, for one, am committed to being an agency to help bring this kind of consciousness about. I extend that invitation to you too. As always, I hold you all in very sacred space. And into that sacred space, I speak a simple word of prayer. Life, light, and love. You all. God bless you.
God bless you. We are certainly blessed here at Unity of Wichita by the music, the message, the meditation, and the love that we feel even through Zoom. So for those of you at home, you can push the donate button at Unity of Wichita, and we can push, it's www.unityofwichita.org/donation to give a secure financial gift. You can also mail in your gift to Unity of Wichita at the address listed on your screen. And together, just hold your electronic tithe or your mail offering over your heart, and we will say together our offering blessing. Divine love flowing from me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am grateful. Amen.
So at this time, we will use the power of imagination and envision our tithes, our offerings, by however way in which we submit them. And we infuse them with love and energy. And we affirm that they go forth and flow forth in ways that support, in ways that give hope, in ways that inspire minds, open hearts, and quicken spirits. We're so grateful for the law of giving and receiving and the law of circulation, knowing full well that it is God the good that is our infinite source of supply. We are so grateful, and together we say, so it is. Amen. Now it is time for announcements. Sam, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Art, for that great message, reminding us of who we are. And that takes us perfectly into the announcements this morning. This week, starting Wednesday, August the 5th from 7 to 8:30 p.m., join me on Zoom for Concepts of Prosperity. We're going to be exploring what that means to have that definite communication of spirit and how that includes prosperity in every possible way. So I know that everyone in our community is full of prosperity, but if you're like me, You want to learn a little more. You want to explore a little more. And it's always so nice to have that joined community energy as we're exploring in that way. So look in your eBlast, you have the links to those, to the Prosperity group, as well as in the Unity of Wichita calendar that is there on unityofwichita.org/calendars. And as we're moving forward throughout events this week, you know what? I love this Zoom group. I think it's great. I think that we do a nice job in our own homes, in our caves, everything else. But what we really need is to return so that we can have these great cameras up at Unity of Wichita, and we can run through the sound system, and we can have Virginia and Huron and whoever else is going to be playing great music, doing it live for you with a great feed. So in order to do that, something else that I need is someone to help us with the soundboard. So if you know someone, get a hold of me. I don't care if you call me on my cell phone, I'll give it out. You guys know I don't do that, but I will make an exception. So be sure, tell your friends, tell your neighbor down the street who maybe plays his music too loud. He might know something about music and sound. So let them know that we need some help at Unity of Wichita. Also, don't forget about the youth department. Kelly is doing such a great job running the youth department and staying connected with our kiddos and our families and creating great content. So be sure and join them today at noon. That's all that I have this morning. Art, you ready to bless those kids?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We have a lot of beautiful young people that's a part of this spiritual community that we have not seen in several weeks. And we really miss seeing them. We miss their energy. We miss their spirit. And some of them may be watching right now. So hey, there's little Sam. So for all of our wonderful youth, all of our wonderful children, we want to bless you with the youth blessing there on the monitor. Let's affirm this together. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold Christ as you, just as you are. We love you all so much. And so that's our ode to the little kids. And for all you big kids out there, we love you so much. Thank you all for joining us and tuning in to this virtual Sunday experience. We loved having you all, and we love connecting with you all. And we can't wait for the day where we can all gather together again physically and interact with one another in a physical way.
Ooh, and Art, speaking of interacting, you guys don't forget to stick around following, because we can chat and hook up in chat rooms and talk to one another and catch up. So don't forget to stay for that following the song.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now we will affirm our prayer of protection, and then Virginia will lead us in singing the peace song. So you can see your prayer protection there on the monitor. Let's affirm together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, peace that was meant to be. With God as our creator, loved ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
That was great. Yay.
Oh,
Oh, you beautiful people.
Good job, Art. Hey, Pauletta.
hello, how are you?
Oh, that's Pauletta.
Hi, Janet.
Bye, Wayne.
Hi, Pauletta.
My hair doesn't look good this morning, but you were used to that, weren't you?
Say hi, Sam.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Sam?
Good.
Good.
Miss Janet.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Matt. Hi,
Hello,
Sam.
Janet.
Hi.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Melinda. Bye, Carol. Hey,
Do you
Judith.
guys, all right, you guys, get ready and say goodbye to everyone on YouTube.
Bye.
And Nancy, bye.
Bye-bye.